Good morning. This is John Mashney, and this is The Intense Life. Today, I am following up on an email that I sent out to my email list a few months ago, and it dealt with a quote that I read and I loved, and it really affected me at the time. So I literally just sent out an email with this quote, and I said, this quote rocks, it's awesome, and so I want everyone to know about it who's reading this. And let me read the quote to you right now. Here's the quote. I have notes because I don't want to mess things up. Here's the quote. Excellent firms don't believe in excellence, only in constant improvement and constant change. Let me read it again. Excellent firms don't believe in excellence, only in constant improvement and constant change. I sent out this quote and I received back dozens of great replies. People telling me, hey, thank you for sending the quote. I love it. Here's what it means to me. Some people actually said, I think it means you need to be proactive. Some people said, I like that it means that you have to have humility, right? That you need to change and you realize that you need to change. One person actually said, hey, it's not really resonating with me. Why the heck did you send it out? Well, that's why I'm making this video, so I can explain why the quote resonated with me directly and how I try to apply it now going forward in my own life. One person actually said that that quote is what Toyota teaches. That's their mantra. They say it every day, and it's really important to that company. One person actually referenced a college football coach, and he said that's what he says. Try to get 1% better every day for him, for the team. 1% better every day. And the quote reminded him of that particular football coach. I'm looking at you, David. Another person said that it assumes that you're not perfect, and that's good because we're not. And so we need that constant improvement and constant change over and over and over. So here are my thoughts. I think this quote, and let me just read it again. Excellent firms don't believe in excellence, only in constant improvement and constant change. That's the quote. Here's kind of some of my thoughts, and I thought I would start by giving you some context of why the quote was important to me. At the time when I read this, I was in the middle of running a committee and leading a group, running meetings, things of that nature. Actually, I still do a lot of that. But at the time, I was struggling with how do I do a good job running a meeting or running a committee? How do I know if I'm doing a good job? Not just how do I do a good job, but how do I even know if I'm doing a good job? And so I read this quote, and it really struck me as that is how I can do a good job. Let me unpack that a little bit. How do I reach excellence in running a committee or running a meeting? Well, my answer was that I had to create the standard that I would be measured against in the future. Meaning, I would attempt to do the best that I could and help the group or the committee do the best that it could when it was performing a certain task, when it was executing or, executing multiple tasks. So we would do the best that we could. And then I would say, and in terms of how I operated, I would think to myself, how can I do a good job? Well, to me, doing a good job is we do the best that we can on these executables. Then, right after we executed, we would, and we did do this in fact, we would record in a document, in a memo, in a Word document, something that declared how we would improve the next time we did all of these tasks. So then at the end, right after we executed all these specific tasks, we would have a document that said, here's how we think we could do better based on how things went previously. So immediately, we were thinking of the constant change, and it gave me an easy way, or I shouldn't say easy, but relatively simple way to try to do a good job, and then I could evaluate myself. We performed, and then we evaluated the performance, and then we documented how we evaluated that performance. So even if I'm not in charge the next time, we would have something that a future leader could look to and say, well, this is what they did before, and this is what they said, and this is what they said about how they could get better. So it was an immediate way to improve. So we were going to move toward excellence by constant improvement and constant change. Here's another thing. I want to make a comment about this getting 1% better every single day. I think it's a great quote, and I think it's a great thing to try to remember. However, I think that 1% or 3%, I've heard other people say it. It seems a lot of football coaches will say that, or sports coaches. But I want to caution people that sometimes thinking that you're only going to get 1% better every day can lead you down a path where maybe you might not be growing as fast as you could. For example, in my own life, I try to think about sometimes I need evolutionary changes, meaning I need small changes that are going to make me better every single day. But other times I need what I think of as revolutionary changes, meaning there is a big change that I can make that will make me better every single day. And I'm going to make the big change right now. Maybe I need to stop doing something that is going on very often in my life. Maybe I need to do a complete 180 degrees about my own thinking or my own philosophy. And that 180 degree change is not getting 1% better. It's not going to lead to this little small incremental change, but it would lead to a humongous change in what's going on. And so the question to me when I think of, excellent firms believe in constant change, it doesn't mean that the change is only going to be very tiny or minuscule. It could mean that the change is gigantic and huge and what I would call revolutionary. So are we starting a revolution or are we moving to the next phase of evolution? And there's a difference. And I would caution anyone that says, hey, I'm trying to get 1% better every day to think, well, maybe I need to get 100% better today instead of 1% better. And finally, I think the best part about this quote is that it leads to an automatic path to become a leader in almost any situation. I know my default setting is if I'm in a group of people, I'm going to either be the leader, I'm going to take charge and lead, or I'm going to sit back because someone else has taken charge and I'm going to follow that person, or I'm just going to lose interest and I'm going to essentially not participate. I'm not saying that's the best way to do things, but I'm saying that's my default setting. And in this case, it allows me a way to think about how to be a leader in almost any situation. Get better. Make things better. Leaders will make things better. Leaders will move towards excellence by thinking about constant improvement and constant change. For me, it's been a great quote that has really described a principle that I've tried to live by. And back to the context that I was loving this quote and the context in which I heard this quote originally, it reminded me that I needed to think about how to improve and move towards excellence by getting better. So I hope you enjoyed this video, my quick thoughts about the quote. Here's the quote again. Excellent firms don't believe in excellence. They believe only in constant improvement and constant change. Thanks for listening, and I hope you check out my blog that's in the links.